Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be going over 702, which premiered tonight, going time this recording. This is my review. If you didn't watch it, spoilers, click off and come back when you watched it, or don't watch it at all. I'm going to be going through a lot of stuff related to Crisis, so if you didn't see Crisis, don't watch this episode, or this video. Because I guess people forgot what happened in Crisis for whatever reason, so yeah, I'm going to be going over that, because I guess people forget about Crisis somehow, even though it's literally every episode we're reminded of it. But yeah, I'm going to be going over 702. You enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, share it, whatever, subscribe. Trying to hit 1K in 2021. If you want to support the channel, subscribe button, thank you if you do. So, 702 premiered tonight, and the episode basically started off going through all the Wells that was in the Flash. So with OG Wells going to Thawne, with HR dying to save Iris, with Harry and Nash were the five main ones that we saw. And I want to get this out of the way. Some people are asking, how the hell is HR alive or in Nash's head? There's a thing called the multiverse, and there could be a billion HRs, there could be a billion Harrys, a billion Barrys, a billion Irises, a billion Ciscos. So it very well could have been that HR in some universe lived and Iris died, and to the point where that HR ended up in Nash's head. Same history, same timeline, same everything. The only difference is HR lived and Iris died. I was just thinking of different chain events. But that could be how HR lived. I don't understand how that's so hard for people to understand. But, you know, I don't understand. I mean, if you put two and two together, you're going to get that answer. There's a multiverse. We've seen that in Crisis. There's could be, like I said, multiple billions of HRs. So, yeah. And then it went to the memory hall, or whatever. I'm just calling it the memory hall. Deal with it. Where they put a memorial of Nash, and I think Cisco said, whatever happens to timeline, to always remember it. That's what that area is. And when the camera panned out and Cisco and I think Camilla started walking away, they showed Jesse's suit, or part of her suit, I think it was, which shows that Jesse Quick is dead on this Earth, and in the multiverse, more than likely. You could argue, yes, there's an infinite number of Earths now, but you have to remember, at this point in time, in the Arrowverse, on this episode, the multiverse has not been discovered yet. The multiverse is there, it's just not discovered yet. So there could be a Jesse Quick, but it's not the Jesse Quick that they more than likely will know. Speed thinking was introduced this episode. He's basically, what I'm getting from it is Barry sees every possible future, every possible outcome, and he finds the best possible one, zooms in on it, and goes with it. Now, it's not the whole future, it's just the near future, at least what it started off with. And it goes off of what he knows. So, yeah. Now, the one thing that was pointed out by Cisco was that the artificial Speed Force was supposed to be with positive thoughts instead of negative, like thoughts, because they were creating their own Speed Force. It wasn't the original created Speed Force, it was Barry's that they were creating. So they took out a factor, I think it was, but it ended up taking out the emotional factor, which then ended up giving Barry less emotions, which you saw throughout the whole episode. Barry losing his emotions, using his thinking over his heart, his mind over his heart. And it really ended up hurting the team, quite literally, because he used the Flash thinking, speed thinking, whatever you want to call it, when they were going up against Eva, and Caitlin was fighting her. Barry and Cisco were there, and Barry used speed thinking to help Snow. Instead, realized that he didn't had a 0.00002% chance. I know it's 0.02 something, that's not how many zeros, but just go with it. Percent chance of actually saving her, so he stood there and did nothing. I'm sorry, I this isn't a writing issue that I have. It's not really anything with the show. It's just Barry himself. The Barry we know from the OG season 1, 2, and 3, even from 4, 5, and 6, and even towards the end. If Barry has a small chance of doing something, or saving lives, he's gonna do it. He wouldn't just stand there and watch, let alone a friend of his, or a teammate of his, which Caitlyn is both, just get hurt. That's not the Barry that we know. And I think that's a key point that the writers put in, because they want to make it clear Barry doesn't have his emotions. And I think they did a great job with that, but the only thing is, I understand why they did it. It's really annoying that they did that, because I hate that they did that. No, I'm not a Snowberry fan. I hate this Snowberry crap. That needs to end. Alright? I know all those people are probably pissed off, screaming at their screens because Barry didn't save Caitlyn. I don't know. Yeah. So, that happened, and then it went this whole, basically, explanation of how Barry decided to save Caitlyn. And the Tekka device was used, which we knew from promo photos, we knew from the promo itself, and we knew from set photos that Tekka device would be used in some way, some form. We didn't know how. We thought it'd be to increase his speed, or to keep him from basically going too fast and erasing from existence, which we saw multiple times in the Flash by different Barrys, even himself in Elseworlds. If he goes too fast, he erases himself. Even it would have been Crisis if Oliver didn't die. So, yeah. But it wasn't. It was used to draw the mirror particles away from Eva so they could open up the portal. Now, going to the portal, well, kinda. Barry fought Team Flash. He fought Cisco, Kate, and I'm forgetting another person's name. The person who uses light, who was Nash's daughter on the other Earth. He fought all them. He won, obviously. Because of speed thinking, not because of his super speed. He very well could have lost. But a key thing that was pointed out mainly through this, that everyone noticed, Kate used Velocity X. She became a speedster. That goes against everything pre-Crisis Flash stood for. Velocity only works on speedsters. If you have the Speed Force in you, and you use velocity, any velocity at all, velocity 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, whatever, it will work on you. If you're not a speedster, it doesn't work for you. And I think this is a post-Crisis timeline change that no one is able to figure out, because for the life of people, they're forgetting about Crisis. I think it's important to remember the fact that Crisis happened. Crisis isn't just some imaginary thing we can all forget, even though for a lot of things it was pretty garbage. But it did happen. Crisis changed everything. We've seen that. We even saw it happen to OG Walls, which I'll get into in a minute. Crisis changed everything. So, people complaining, oh, this ruins the Flash, it ruined Season 2 because it changed the logic. Not really. You can blame it all on Crisis, because Crisis happened, Crisis changed the timeline, therefore, it does make sense, and it's not the writer's fault. It is no one's fault, technically, unless you're looking at a real standpoint. If you're looking at an Arrowverse standpoint, it's Crisis' fault, because the timeline changed. Everything changed. Period. If you don't know that, go watch Crisis. I've had to tell that to like 5 people by now. Go watch Crisis if you don't understand what's going on. Crisis blew up everything. Create a new multiverse. Create a new timeline. Here we are. Yes, I just clapped 3 times. I know. Cringy. Yep. Hit your like button for cringiness. So, and then, yeah. So, Barry exposed Eva. Again, no emotions. So, not really Barry, but, you know. There's multiple hints towards Barry becoming DeVoe. Maybe even faster than DeVoe himself. So what happened was Barry becoming super fast with speed thinking. The more he used his speed thinking, the faster he got, the faster his mind got. Which is, again, similar to how DeVoe got. He didn't have any emotions. He used his mind over his heart. He didn't use both at the same time. He used one over the other, which again cancels out emotions. The only difference between Barry and DeVoe is the fact that Barry's using his mind a lot quicker than DeVoe, more than likely, I would assume. And Barry didn't really have a choice, if you think about it, because the artificial Speed Force did that to him. DeVoe decided to do that. That's the difference between Barry and DeVoe, at least from what I put together and what I noticed. You can have your own opinion about that. That's my opinion, and that's what I noticed from the episode. Barry destroyed the artificial Speed Force. After he got Iris out, which I think almost killed her, and we see that in the episode, Barry throws a lightning bolt at the artificial Speed Force, and it gets destroyed, and we see a ton of blue lightning just come off of Barry, and he falls to the ground. It looks like he doesn't have any speed anymore, or at least that part of him that doesn't. So 703 is going to be very interesting if he doesn't have any speed. Joy, you basically just ruined Nash's and all the Wells' thing. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But yeah, so that's interesting to see. And then at the end of the episode, and for whatever reason, people kept asking this question: how is HR alive? Crisis. It's not that hard. Also, the second question I was asked mainly: what happened to O.G. Wells? Well, we got that answer very clear in this episode. Thawne became Wells, and I don't think we saw this in the pilot, or whatever episode in season 1 when Thawne became Wells, but Eobard dumped the Wells that he took the body of in a hole, buried him, and then zoomed off. Now, if this was season 1, that's where it would have ended off. Wells would have died, he wouldn't come back, that's the end of that storyline. Because of Crisis. Again, people keep forgetting Crisis. I don't understand why people forget Crisis. Crisis changed the multiverse. Crisis changed everything. Crisis changed the timeline. Pre-Crisis timeline, I'm talking everything from season 1 Flash to the first half of season 6 Flash. Alright? That we know. Harrison Wells, the OG Harrison Wells, died. He did not come back at all. Otherwise, they would have showed it. He did not come back. He was dead. Post-Crisis. We're in season 702 right now. Because of Crisis, at the point in time when Eobard became Harrison Wells and he dumped in the body, Harrison Wells' particles came back, and he came back to life. If you watch the episode, you should know that. Now, how? I just explained how. Crisis. I really don't understand why people can't comprehend Crisis. Or, I need to word that better. I can't understand why people can't remember what happened in Crisis and put it together with this episode. Mainly this episode. Not just this episode, but, almost every other. But the fact is that Crisis changed literally everything. You can't just throw in a dumpster and ignore it. Whatever your opinions are of Crisis, it happened. And Crisis changed everything. Like I said multiple times throughout this video. I want to make that point clear again for the 20th time, because so many people keep trying to figure out and asking the question, how is HR alive? How is OG Wells alive? Crisis. I mean, there's no other way it could work that way. If Crisis didn't happen, we wouldn't have things that are happening this season happen. So, therefore, Crisis, answer your questions. You're welcome. If that didn't answer your questions, then I don't know anymore. So, yeah, hopefully that answers the question of what happened to HR, how is HR alive, and how is OG Wells alive. Again, look at Crisis. You should be able to figure it out on your own, if my video didn't already tell you that. This is a long video, maybe because I went on a rant about Crisis. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you if you enjoyed. Thank you if you enjoyed. Thank you if you hit the like button. Thank you if you're new to the channel and subscribe. Thank you if you share it. Leave your comment. I can't talk anymore. Leave your opinion down below about 702, what you thought of it, and let me know what you think of what's happened to Iris. I'd like to hear your opinions about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good whatever time it is for you. Wear a mask, stay safe, wash your hands, do whatever you need to stay safe, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.